Have you ever wondered why bad luck seems to follow some people everywhere, while others somehow turn even their worst situations into opportunities? Think about it. Two people lose the same job. One spirals into frustration, calls it fate, and waits for something to save them. The other uses the setback to build a better future. Same event, completely different outcomes. So the real question is this: is luck actually real, or is it something we unknowingly create? Most people go through life believing they are victims of chance. They blame traffic, the economy, their past, their boss, their family, or simply bad timing. And the more they repeat this story, the more powerless they feel. Every failure becomes proof that the universe is against them. Every delay feels personal. Slowly, they stop trying, they lower expectations, they accept less. And what they call bad luck is often just a pattern of thinking they never questioned. But here is the truth: most people never hear. Bad luck is often just unprepared thinking repeated over time. The decisions you make every day, the risks you avoid, the effort you postpone, and the habits you tolerate quietly shape your future. When preparation is weak, when discipline is inconsistent, when fear controls choices, life appears unfair. But when awareness grows, when effort becomes daily practice, and when responsibility replaces excuses, outcomes begin to change. Look closely at people you call lucky. The entrepreneur who built a business after failing 3 times. The athlete who got their break after years of invisible training. The student who seemed to succeed overnight after studying quietly for years. From the outside, it looks like sudden fortune. But behind every lucky moment are thousands of unseen choices. Early mornings, late nights, practice when nobody watched, learning from mistakes instead of complaining about them. Luck often shows up where preparation has already been working in silence. The dangerous thing about believing in bad luck is that it steals control from you. If luck decides everything, then effort feels pointless. Why try if outcomes are already written? But once you understand that your reactions, your habits, and your persistence shape your results, power returns to your hands. You stop waiting. You start building. You stop hoping. You start preparing. And suddenly, opportunities you never noticed begin appearing everywhere. Psychology shows something powerful. The human mind looks for evidence that supports what it already believes. If you think life is unfair, your brain constantly notices proof. Missed chances, mistakes, disappointments. But if you believe opportunities exist, your mind starts spotting possibilities, solutions, and connections. The world hasn't changed. Your focus has. And focus determines action. Action determines results. This video will show you how to break the cycle that makes life feel unlucky. You will learn how to think, act, and prepare in ways that reduce the role of chance in your future. By the end, you will understand how to build habits and mental strength that make success more predictable, not accidental. And if you stay until the end, you will walk away with a powerful mental rule used by high performers to turn setbacks into stepping stones, a rule that can permanently change how you face problems starting today. So before you blame fate again, pause and ask yourself, what patterns am I repeating that create the same results? Because once you change the pattern, luck itself begins to change. And this is where the real transformation begins, when you realize that the future you want is not waiting for luck. It is waiting for a new version of you. Once you accept that bad luck is often created by repeated patterns, the next realization becomes impossible to ignore. Your mind is the engine behind every result you experience. Long before success or failure appears in your life, it begins as a thought, a decision, a reaction. And most of these happen automatically, without you even noticing. Every day, your brain runs on habits formed years ago. When challenges appear, many people immediately think, "This won't work," or "Things never go my way." That single thought changes everything. Doubt slows action. Fear makes you hesitate. Hesitation makes opportunities pass. And when results disappoint, it feels like confirmation that luck is against you. But in reality, the mind created the outcome before action even started. Think about how many chances you might have ignored, simply because you assumed failure in advance. The job application never sent. The business idea never tested. The conversation never started. The skill never learned. These quiet decisions accumulate, and later they look like unfortunate circumstances. But they are actually the result of mental programming running on autopilot. People who appear lucky do something differently. They train their thinking to search for possibilities instead of problems. When something goes wrong, they don't ask, "Why does this always happen to me?" They ask, "What can I do with this situation?" That small mental shift creates completely different behavior. Instead of retreating, they experiment. Instead of complaining, they learn. Instead of waiting, they move. Psychology proves that the brain cannot focus on fear and opportunity at the same time. Whatever you repeatedly think about becomes the direction your life moves toward. If your attention stays on risks and losses, you unconsciously avoid action. But if your attention stays on growth and solutions, your behavior becomes bold and creative. Over time, those actions build results that look like luck to others. Another hidden factor is emotional control. Many people let emotions dictate decisions. A single rejection kills motivation. One mistake leads to quitting. One criticism destroys confidence. But emotions are temporary signals, not permanent truths. When you learn to pause before reacting, you gain power over outcomes. Calm thinking produces better choices, and better choices produce better results. Successful people are not fearless. They simply act despite fear. They understand that discomfort is part of progress. Every time they step into uncertainty, they teach their brain that growth is safe. Slowly, confidence replaces hesitation. And with confidence comes action. With action comes opportunity. And with opportunity comes what others call luck. Here is the truth most people miss: the quality of your life rarely rises above the quality of your thinking. If your internal dialogue constantly predicts failure, success struggles to appear. But when you train your mind to expect progress, to search for lessons, and to act with courage, outcomes begin to shift. And this is where the transformation deepens. Once you control your thinking, you stop waiting for good circumstances. You start creating them. Opportunities become visible. Risks become manageable. And step by step, the feeling of being unlucky begins to disappear, replaced by something far more powerful. Confidence that you can handle whatever comes next. Confidence in your ability to handle challenges changes everything. But confidence alone is not enough. Many people feel motivated for a moment, yet their lives remain the same because motivation fades while habits stay. And habits, more than luck or talent, quietly decide where life goes. Look closely at people who constantly complain about bad luck. Often, their daily routines reveal the truth. They delay important tasks. They avoid preparation. They wait until pressure forces them to act. When results fall short, it feels like misfortune, but the real cause was a lack of consistent action. Luck did not fail them. Discipline did. On the other hand, people who seem lucky often follow simple routines repeated every day. They prepare before opportunities arrive. They study when others relax. They practice skills when nobody is watching. They make small improvements daily. These actions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they compound into powerful advantages. When opportunities finally appear, they are ready while others are still wishing. Success rarely comes from one big decision. It comes from hundreds of small choices made consistently. Choosing to learn instead of scroll. Choosing to work when excuses appear. Choosing to improve 1% each day. These small decisions accumulate quietly until one day people call the result luck, even though it was built step by step. Preparation is the enemy of bad luck. When you prepare, uncertainty shrinks. Interviews become easier when skills are developed beforehand. Business opportunities grow when knowledge and networks are already built. Relationships improve when communication skills are practiced daily. Preparation transforms unpredictable moments into manageable ones. Another powerful habit successful people develop is learning from mistakes instead of fearing them. Most people experience failure and immediately feel embarrassed or defeated. They replay the mistake in their mind, attaching it to their identity. But high performers treat mistakes as information. Every failure shows what needs improvement. Instead of stopping, they adjust and continue. Over time, this mindset makes them stronger while others remain stuck. Consistency also creates momentum. When you take action every day, even in small amounts, progress becomes inevitable. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence encourages further action. Soon, opportunities appear more frequently, not because luck changed, but because your effort created visibility and readiness. There is also power in removing destructive habits. Complaining, procrastinating, and blaming others drain energy that could be used for growth. Replacing these with productive actions may feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is the price of transformation. Every disciplined choice strengthens your future self. Many people wait for motivation before acting, but action often creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start moving, energy follows. When you keep going, results follow. And when results appear, confidence becomes natural. This is how luck begins to disappear from the equation. Prepared people create their own chances. Disciplined people turn small opportunities into major progress. And those who commit to daily improvement discover that success becomes less about chance and more about consistency. Step by step, effort replaces excuses, and life begins to reward those who are ready when opportunity knocks. But even with strong habits and preparation, life will still test you. Plans will fail. People will disappoint you. Efforts will sometimes produce slow or painful results. And in those moments, many people fall back into the belief that bad luck has returned. Yet the difference between those who rise and those who quit is not the absence of setbacks, but the way they respond to them. Every successful person you admire carries stories of rejection, loss, and failure that most people never see. Businesses collapse, investments fail, relationships break, careers stall. These moments feel heavy and unfair when they happen. But hidden inside every setback is information, strength, and clarity that success cannot teach. The real danger is not failure itself, but the meaning you attach to it. If you see failure as proof that you are unlucky or incapable, you stop trying. Fear grows, confidence shrinks, opportunities slip away. But when failure becomes feedback, something powerful happens. You begin asking better questions. What went wrong? What can improve? What skills need development? Every mistake becomes a guide instead of a wall. Emotion plays a huge role here. When things fall apart, frustration and anger naturally appear. Many people react immediately, making emotional decisions that worsen the situation. They quit jobs in anger, burn bridges, or abandon projects too soon. But emotional control allows you to pause, think clearly, and respond wisely. Calm thinking in difficult moments often saves opportunities others destroy. Another truth few people accept is that struggle builds strength that comfort never can. Muscles grow under resistance. Character grows under pressure. Confidence grows when you survive situations you once feared. The problems you face today may be shaping the skills you will need tomorrow. What feels like bad luck now might be preparation for a bigger opportunity ahead. Resilient people also understand timing. Sometimes success is delayed, not denied. Growth happens beneath the surface long before results appear. Seeds spend time underground before becoming visible. In the same way, effort and persistence often work quietly until a breakthrough happens. Those who quit early never see what was about to arrive. There is also power in adaptation. When one path closes, strong individuals look for another route instead of waiting for the same door to reopen. They adjust strategies, learn new skills, and move forward differently. Flexibility turns obstacles into detours rather than dead ends. And here is the surprising part: people who overcome challenges often become more successful than those who never struggled. Hard experiences sharpen judgment, strengthen discipline, and increase gratitude for progress. Over time, resilience itself attracts opportunity because people trust those who stay calm and solution-focused under pressure. This is how setbacks stop being enemies and start becoming teachers. Each difficulty becomes training for future victories. Each disappointment refines your strategy, and gradually, challenges that once looked like bad luck become stepping stones that lift you higher. When you master this perspective, no situation can permanently hold you down, because every fall becomes preparation for a stronger rise. When you begin to see challenges as preparation instead of punishment, a final transformation starts to take place. You stop chasing luck, and instead, you become the kind of person luck seems to follow. Opportunities begin appearing not because life suddenly became easier, but because you became stronger, clearer, and more prepared to recognize and use them. Most people spend their lives reacting. They react to problems, to criticism, to unexpected changes. Their mood depends on circumstances. Their confidence rises and falls with events they cannot control. But those who consistently succeed live differently. They become proactive. They choose actions before pressure forces them. They build skills before opportunity knocks. They prepare emotionally before crisis appears. This shift changes everything. Instead of waiting for perfect timing, you start creating momentum. Instead of fearing uncertainty, you develop curiosity. Instead of hoping things improve, you become the reason improvement happens. And when action becomes a habit, progress becomes natural. Confidence plays a powerful role here, but real confidence is not loud or arrogant. It comes from repeated proof that you can handle difficulty. Each challenge survives strengthens self-belief. Each problem solved builds internal trust. Over time, fear loses its control because experience has shown you that obstacles can be overcome. People often think lucky individuals are simply in the right place at the right time. But what they rarely see is the preparation behind those moments. The right place becomes useful only when you have the right skills. The right time matters only when you are ready to act. Otherwise, opportunity passes unnoticed. Another key factor is responsibility. When you accept full responsibility for your progress, excuses disappear. Blaming others may feel comforting, but it steals power. Responsibility, on the other hand, gives you control. You begin asking, "What can I improve?" instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" And that question alone opens doors. Patience also becomes your ally. Many people quit because results take longer than expected, but lasting success grows slowly. Skills take time. Trust takes time. Mastery takes time. Those who stay committed while others give up eventually stand alone in their progress. What once felt slow suddenly looks like rapid success to outsiders. There is also power in surrounding yourself with growth-minded people. Energy spreads, ambition spreads, discipline spreads. When you spend time with people who strive to improve, your standards rise naturally. Environments influence outcomes more than most people realize. And as this journey continues, something unexpected happens. You begin trusting yourself more than circumstances. Setbacks no longer shake your confidence. Opportunities no longer feel accidental. You move forward with clarity, discipline, and persistence. This is the moment when bad luck truly loses its grip. Because luck was never the deciding factor. Preparation, mindset, action, and resilience were. And once you embody these qualities, life begins to reward your readiness. From that point on, success stops feeling random, progress stops feeling temporary, and the future stops feeling uncertain. Because now, wherever you go, you carry the habits, thinking, and strength that create opportunity, making it almost impossible for bad luck to follow you again.